What's up, guys? Welcome to the Team Solemn Circus live video. On the left side here, we have Memento going up against Dragon Rulers. It's going to be the first time we actually have a Dragon Rulers match on the channel here. If you guys have not checked out the deck, I definitely recommend checking it out. There is a deck profile on there. You end up getting top 4 at our local tournament, and this is going to be one of the gameplays. I don't think we got too much gameplays of them playing. This was going to be in the top cut of the event. We are going to be seeing the Memento deck end up in the die roll here, which is going to be a very high advantage in that game one, of course, you know, having to be able to make that huge boards, having multiple pops. And the Dragons really want to stick on the field, as any XYZ deck kind of does. You know, you want to be able to overlay your stuff. So we're already seeing the Anguish going to be normal summoned, one of the better starters here. You know, Darkblade Anguish, kind of the exact same thing. We're going to be searching for the copy of Tachinoshigu's. Tachinoshigu's going to summon itself out. We do see Tachinoshigu's effect getting ashed there, which is going to make them not be able to dump from the deck. This is going to be pretty problematic a lot of the times if we don't have another way to extend, which is why I prefer to like to play the Fiends with cards here. Now this is going to be the pure variant, so we are not playing the Fiends with cards at all. So we're going to go up into an SP, and we're going to pass turn on this. Hopefully have some hand traps in the hand to kind of combat this, because Dragon Rulers will be able to take quite good advantage of just an SP. We are playing the Tempai cards as well, so that definitely could be a potential threat here, you know, just being able to swip up an OTK quickly in this case. But we're going to be seeing a Gold Sark going to be activated now, banishing from the deck. This will trigger any of the big 4 dragon monsters there. The Dragon Rules, you know, if we do banish a Blaster, we're going to search for any of the Tempai cards, but we can also go for any of the other ones as well if we want to try to end up in the Dragon combo. I do believe that 1 Chandra actually is enough to be OTK in this scenario. If we don't have like another Ash or something like that kind of stop it. Now the Ash will not do anything to the Chandra, because it will be in the battle phase, but they could ash this effect here to add us that fire monster, which is going to be the Fire Dragon Chandra here, one of the better summons of the deck. For the Tempai cards, of course. We're going to be seeing the Chandra going to be special summon out here. And then battle phase attack into the SP, which is going to activate the effect, letting us take 100 damage first off. We do get to summon out the copy of Phaedra. Then we're able to attack over that SP there, and then we are going to be seeing the effect of Chandra. They do chain a Fua here, and then they're going to be chaining the Phaedra, and they do chain the Fua to that. And then we do add or draw 2 off of the Bidens, but we're going to go now chain link, or they're going to go chain link, yeah, bring out the Biden, then attack with the Phaedra. And then we're going to be seeing Phaedra being able to bring back out that Chandra. Then we're going to attack again here. And they're able to synchro summon as well with the Phaedra and these into the Transcendent. And then we're going to be able to summon back out, and that's just going to be enough for game. So we do just scoop it up here with the Tempai cards, end up winning game 1. Tempai, honestly, like, people forget how powerful those cards are. You know, they can just end up sweeping up some wins almost immediately with these powerful cards. You know, just 1 Chandra there is enough to be an OTK, and people tend to forget that all the time, which is kind of just nuts, into an empty board state, which, I mean, I find myself kind of doing that as well. You know, it's not just whatever. Normally I have hand traps to kind of combat that there, but there's not really much you can do, you know, maybe just veiling it in the main phase still. But if you don't have any hand traps, it is going to be just enough for a game. There is also like the Tempai deck running around playing like the Skyhawk cards, which kind of like blow up the board as well, but we didn't see that there. All we saw was like a couple, one hand trap stopping the Memento board. But having those double Fua in the hand definitely was not beneficial either for us. You know, definitely stopping us from kind of playing with those other hand traps. It could have been like an Ash, a Veiler. Just unfortunately the luck of the draw. Now we are going to go into game 2 with Memento being able to go first once again here. Hopefully opening up a little bit better than we saw previously in that turn 0 or turn game 1. We could just see a quick 2-0 from them. Now we do see a Call by the Grave in the hand this time. Now we're going to go for a Perelia in the draw phase, and I feel like we have to call by this. If we don't call by it, we're going to give them so many draws here. So we do see that call by on that Perelia there. And then we're going to be normal summoning with the Anguish, activating the effect, letting us search our deck. But now, will that get hit with something? It looks like it does not. Now we also have an Ash Blossom in the hand as well. So we're going to search for the Akiron in this case. I have never done that myself. I feel like that is not something that I want to do. But we're going to summon out the copy of the Tachinoshigu's in this case. And after the effect, they do chain Ash to this. And that's decent. Now we do have the fusion spell in the hand, which we are going to be able to activate. And now they do chain a Fua to this. And then we are going to be using the Tatsunu Shigu as well as the Akiron. There is a world where we actually go for the big guy as well here, which we are going to be using another language in the hand, summon with the combined creation, or the creation king here. Then we're going to activate the effect, dumping itself, and then most likely I mean, we can dump the Gaddock as well as a Sleepy if we wanted to. We need to find a way to dump the copy of the big guy. So we can dump the Goblin as well. And then Goblin can dump 2 more with Anguish, like, popping it, which can be definitely a thing here. But we're going to dump the King as well as the Goblin that we're going to be seeing. Now, this is definitely a misplay on our parts. We should have gone for the field spell first, but we're going to fix that quite there by just banishing and then being able to search for that field spell and then activating it there. And then we're going to see the Goblin effect going to be destroying 2. We also forgot to use the effect of Akiron to summon itself out, which is very important because Goblin could have destroyed the Akiron in this case. But now we don't really have a way to kind of just destroy anything else. So that definitely was a misplay on our part. We should summon the Akiron and then destroyed that with that Goblin so we can bring back out. But it's going to be fine here because we still have the fusion spell in the graveyard, which can let us destroy multiple things as well. So we're going to dump the copy of Darkblade as well as the Sleepy. Then we're going to see the Akiron summon itself out. Now, once again, I believe the Darkblade should have been replaced by the Gaddock. That is a very crazy card here. And then we're going to be seeing the effect of the Akiron going to be destroyed, allowing us to add the fusion spell that we ended up banishing off there. We do add the or the whatever as well here. And we can bring back out off of the field spell. We're choosing not to do that. That's very interesting to me. I feel like we should have done that so we can actually use Bone Party to destroy, to search the mace, and then we just have to get to reset the copy of Bone Party there off of that that field spell. So I definitely think that was played quite a bit wrong. Losing that card to manage there, just getting a free card in the hand because you had the effects. Why not? Kind of forgetting the field spell effect completely there. We're going to see the normal summon out of the Pydra, and this is going to be a little bit harder to kind of break through this board this time. We have numerous layers of interruption here. Being able to bring out on resolution the effect of combined creation can bring out that copy of Anguish. We can search for the mace, and we do search for the Tempai spell card, which can bless bring out the Chandra in the battle phase. But we still have the ability to go for the pop effect of the big guy here in that battle phase as well. So it's going to be hard to stick those monsters. We're going to see the mace going to be added to hand now off that creation king summon with that Anguish, and then letting us search. We are going to then activate the effect of, it's either Tempest or the Baby Dragon. The Baby Dragon there, sending another wind to the graveyard to summon out the Tempest. And we do send a Fighter to the graveyard, because it says this one, the little wise Duel, you send a dragon, which is important. Now, we only know one unknown in the hand currently, so there is it's still only one unknown in the hand there, but we're going to take a second to read the mace. We're going to link away for the Striker Dragon. Now we could just go pop effect, popping both of them, but we really want to save that for the battle phase, for that spell card there. I feel like in this we should definitely just go Mace, Steal the Tempest, which we are going to be seeing now. Now they have to use that extender in the hand to continue this line, which it looks like going to be just another Ash Blossom, so they actually can't do anything here. Rather than go battle phase for the Sangan, and that's going to be perfectly fine for us. We do not care at all about this Chandra being summoned out. Then we just go on this effect pop and then just win the game. In this game too, yeah, there's not much they could do there. They had a little bit of layer interruption, even though they did misplay a bit. It was still going to be enough. Which Memento has that ability It's quite nice to be able to do that there. You know, having that late interruption, making it so that like you can still play through like one Fua. You can't really play through Prelia there, but being able to like have like that snatch steal from the hand, having the pop from the combined creation, be able to bring back out a monster searching from stuff, and then also having like a fusion effect that lets you dodge like Veilers or in this case Imperms. As her turn can definitely be like very beneficial, and then having the Fizzle be able to bring back out and having a Kieran that lets you add cards and make your guys attack directly on the follow-up turns. Like even if you can't kill, it's like absolutely just deadly there, which is going to be quite nice. So we are going to be seeing Memento end up taking it to game 3 now, with the Dragon Ruler deck going to be actually going to go first this time, which is going to be different. We haven't seen this duel yet. I don't exactly know what board they want to set up. You know, we haven't seen very much of the Dragon Ruler cards. All we have seen is the one copy of the Lightning Dragon Ruler draft, sending the Fighter to the graveyard, sending out that copy of the Tempest. You know, we haven't seen any of the Spectrals or anything else. I guess we did see the Inferno searching for a Pydra, but this really just kind of been showcasing off of the Tempai cards. You know, letting us to kind of shuffle them through here, which is pretty nice. But Tempai is not going to be that good going first, so we are most likely going to be seeing some of them sided out, or the package kind of being less impactful in this case. But I'm definitely interested in seeing. I know there's lots of definitely cool decks, you know, with Regenesis as well as the Dragon Rulers being able to come back. We can actually see like the Archlord Christia being like kind of turboed out, which is what the deck really wants to do here. Now we are going to be seeing in the draw phase, we're going to see a Prelia there, and then we do activate the effect of this is Spectral here. It's going to send itself and a Dragon monster being the Tempest. It's going to add 2 Dragon Ruler monsters, and we do Ash this here. This is going to be one of the best cards to Ash in this deck, and we're going to set one and just pass here. Not looking too good from the Dragon player. Definitely unfortunate. We're going to see Tatsu Shiko's helmet itself out, and it's going to be one of the best starters. We do Ash it here on the exchange. You know, both good cards to Ash here, and we like to kind of continue. Like, do we have any other plays? Now, we have a body in the field, while Spectre does not provide that. But we also have multiple cards. We're going to go Battle Phase Attack, not the random attack of 1850. That's not the great calculation there, but we're going to go for a Magnemite, banishing the Spectra here. Then I have to search for the Genroku. Genroku sends himself out, and we're activating the effect, going up into the Pydra. Pydra is going to go activating the effect, letting us add the copy of the spell to the hand. So we are playing a little bit more now, and we are going to be seeing the set 1 on both players. You know, your main starter gets ashed, and then you just set 1. Now we did get a battle phase attack there, which is pretty nice, but we did just protect with the Magnemite there, which is kind of nice for us. Now we are going to be seeing the Chandra being special out in the main phase there. That's what I was trying to say. And then we are going to go for battle here. We're going to go for now. He's super probably discarding a Droll and Lockbird, using to go into Starlight Chair here. Now I haven't read this card. I do believe it takes Dragon Light and Dark Monster, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to take a second to read it, because it is in my branded extra deck here, wherever it's at. Yeah, 1 Light Dragon Monster plus Dragon Monsters, okay. So we are going to be able to just take that there, but it's going to be very rough for us, leaving us the Pydra on that field. It's not at all what I expected to kind of see there, but I see Droplet sending the Baby Inferno there, and they're going to battle phase attack into Tatsushigu, taking some damage, but we're going to be pretty much stuck here. We can't go for a Typhon because we have something once from the extra deck, and we're going to be banishing the dragons to summon itself out. This is off the Tempest effect, I do believe. Then we're going to go up into Seals in this case. I'm going to take a second to read the Tempest. You can discard one, but you manage to hold when your Dragon Monster from summon card from your hand or graveyard. Yeah, so then we go for Seals, and Seals is going to be bouncing back that effect, and we're going to summon from the deck. Now we have already unused the Magnemite, So it's going to be kind of hard to get us anywhere else. We're going to go for the Pydra once again. Pydra's going to search for the field spell here. And yeah, we're going to be off to the races at this point. You know, we can't go for turn. We don't have another Tatsumshiku in the hand here. This is absolutely crazy. Activating the effect, allowing us to dump him. This is going to be the full combo, dumping the Sleepy and the Gaddock. Then we're going to see the Gaddock summon itself out. We're going to activate the effect of Sleepy, summoning itself out here, letting us fuse. Go from the Twin Dragon. Twin Dragon is going to activate the effect, letting us destroy itself. Searching for 2 cards here. Now we have not normal summons, so we can search for the Anguish as well here, or the Dark Blade, depending on what we want to go for. Now we are going to be seeing them look for the Dark Blade as well as the Akiron. That's going to give them an additional name in the graveyard if you go for that Dark Blade. We also could discard the Akiron in the graveyard if we wanted to. But we're going to go for the Dark Blade, destroying the Sleepy, summoning out the copy of the Anguish. Then we're going to see Sleepy being able to dump from the deck, as well as Anguish being able to search. We're going to search for the copy of the Goblin here. And then we're going to be seeing Sleepy going to be dumping most likely the Fusion spell, which is going to let them kind of continue off their play. Now we have the Fusion spell as well, which can use the Goblin, the Goblin, the Dark Blade, as well as the Tatsumshiku in the graveyard to go for the combined Creation King. We're going to see the Creation King dump itself alongside the Bone Party, and then, of course, the combined Creation. We're going to be banishing the Fusion there to let us search for the field spell. How are we dumping? How are we upping 4 cards? Yeah, we dumped 4 cards there, which we shouldn't have done, but we're going to see the Fusion effect destroy once again that copy of the Anguish. And then we should have activated the field spell first to allow us to kind of continue that there, so we can summon out the copy of the Goblin from the graveyard. But I'm already putting back all 5 to summon out. Now we're going to go Bone Party first, destroy the Akiron, summon out, or search for the Mace. And then we're going to be seeing the Akiron get activate its effects, allowing us to adding back the Fusion. And then we can, we're not adding back the Fusion here, we're adding back what are we doing here? We definitely should have added back the Fusion there, but looks like we added back a Bone Party instead. Now we're going to go for the... We should have just... Why are we doing it this way? We definitely had a way to get game here. We should have just destroyed the spell as well as the Hydra. It can be destroyed by card effect, right? I'm not mistaken there. Yeah, we could have just won the game there by just making even to be able to attack directly. By summoning out those bodies off the field spell as well. But they did side out the field spell. That's what it was. Going second, they sided out. Definitely a very important thing not to do. But we're going to now go for the Mace, end up taking. And then they do go for a Typhon now. And then we're going to be seeing... That could be pretty problematic for us. That makes a lot more sense. We did side out that field spell there, going second. So we could not get a game. We're going to go Typhon, bounce. Bouncing it back to the hand here, and then we're going to battle phase attack over. Dealing some damage, but not going to be enough here. Go for a Bone Party, destroy the king in your hand. And then we're going to be summoning with the copy of Anguish. Anguish will then activate the effect, allowing us to search our deck for a copy of the horse once again here. Then we are going to draw for turn. Now we do have the ability to kind of put back to summon out once again, or we can go for the effect of Fusion. But we're going to be seeing the Fusion destroy, summon out, or search for the copy of the Fusion. Then we're going to summon out the copy of Akiron. Akiron will be able to activate the effect, allowing us to attack directly this turn with our big guy as well as our Fusion. And this will be most likely able to clear the game completely here. So we're going to see them shuffle back to summon out the big Fusion. And then that's going to be pretty problematic right off the bat. We still have the ability to go up into the Fusion as well, because we did pop a card already. We can shuffle back those to make another Fusion. Now, it's a 3,000 attack, so it won't be able to attack the Typhon and get game, but it can't just attack directly, which is the important part. And then you're going to, yeah, you can just, you're half game here by just being able to summon back out. Because we do play 2 of it there. They're going to battle phase attack directly, and then attack with the guy, and they have enough for game right away. So we do see Memento end up taking game 3, even though they're not playing the field spell going second, which I definitely think is pretty normal in most cases. You know, you don't really expect to go into a grind game like that. But you do get to see why you would want to have it there. You know, that would have been able to get the game last turn, but it did not make a difference because there was no comeback for us. Regardless, hope you watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, more content like this. Stay safe. Peace.